welcome to another ASMR video with me, Zach. This is just a little quick one, as I'm meant to be packing to move out, and also go on holiday at the same time. So, just got a quick little book to read, first chapter of, and maybe this will be another book that I continue to read later. Okay, this book is called Moments of Mindfulness. Find a little stillness in a busy world, for a calm mind and a lighter spirit. I got this book in a place in Wales, a library place, but town called hehe, Haywye. So this is a cute little book. It doesn't say who the author is. I presume maybe it's many authors, but it's a Leaping Hare Press is the publisher. So maybe that doesn't. It's definitely worth. Looks like there's lots of different artists. So we're going to read the introduction, the foreword and the introduction. The foreword. Mindfulness. That's a good start. Mindfulness, defined as the simple act of being conscious or aware. Perhaps you have already heard of it. It is an ancient spiritual practice rooted in early Buddhism that is currently enjoying a great resurgence of interest. Does this make it a passing fad? Perhaps. Not if we are wise, because the act of mindfulness is also a very practical skill that people in all walks of life can learn. From the devout to the atheist, the pressured doctor to the harassed parent, the labourer to the academic. Mindfulness is for all those who want to find balance and poise in their lives, to live more consciously, to find more deeper meaning, to illuminate the daily toil, and, dare we say it, to endeavour to discover true happiness. A key aspect of mindfulness, and perhaps the feature that makes it so relevant to modern living, is that it is easily integrated into whatever we are doing. Working, gardening, beekeeping, baking, walking, cycling, engaging with the natural world. It can help us to be more conscious of how we handle our relationships, including parenting our children, and it can help us overcome personal challenges such as anger, depression, even bereavement. Inhale, exhale, relax. The past is behind us, the future not yet here. We're in the present moment, and here and now. I'll keep on this side. As we practice mindfulness, we become increasingly aware of how flustered we have been, how ill at ease, how full of anxiety and worry, of how we constantly seek to distract ourselves, seemingly unable to let silence settle within us. We switch on the radio or TV, we grab a magazine, we pop out to the shops, we do anything to divert our attention from the one thing that can be deeply healing: stillness. It is in stillness that we discover a deep sense of well-being, and from a point of stillness we send out ripples that transform our lives for the better. The message of mindfulness is as important now as it was 3,500 years ago, when the Buddha first delivered it to a community experiencing great economic change and the old religions were being questioned. When people were searching for a new spirituality, we too are living through a period of great social change, and there is a growing desire to wake up to what is going on in our lives, in our communities, and across the planet, to take responsibility for ourselves and our environment. The apomorphis. Give me a sec. The aphorisms collected in this book gently affirm that living mindfully helps us achieve that desire. Introduction. What do you like to do with downtime? If you like baking bread, then sorting out and weighing the ingredients, following the recipe, kneading the dough and baking the loaf are all therapeutic. You need to focus and be calm, and at the end of the process you have a finished product that you can share and enjoy, although you may never have initially thought of it in that way. Baking has all the ingredients for a mindful meditation. How long is it since you did something with the total but relaxed awareness that is a hallmark of mindfulness? If you can't remember, or it seems like a long time ago, you need to remember of the everyday quality of awareness. It doesn't have to be kept or best. It doesn't have to be kept for best or saved for a moment that naturally peaceful. It can be found in all sorts of activities or reflections. You can indulge in it in the here and now. In fact, that's the best place for it. So what's the best way to invite mindfulness into your daily life? Everyone has their own ideas, and the moments of mindfulness bring together a collection of the best, small, individual insights from a collective of authors on a wide range of topics, from cycling to reflections on the natural world, and from walking to the art of beekeeping. They prove that the alternative way of thinking, feeling, and living is possible, and you will soon find inspiration in all their moments. Whether they are reflecting on the joy of freedom on two wheels, taking the time to truly notice a patch of sunlight on a leafy bough, or understanding where less positive thoughts, anger or depression come from, and how to let them pass through you without causing damage. This is mindful living of the best kind, offering more than just taking stock and saying Taking up these moments will help you to pause, breathe, focus, and return to your routine refreshed and energized. What about the wider world? One of the blocks roadblocks you may come up against when setting out to enjoy mindfulness in small doses is the idea that we all need to be part of a larger crusade to try and change the world. Somehow the thinking goes, mindfulness only counts if it's part of a big movement against the hectic pace, the encroaching stress and the perpetual presence that seem to be unavoidable parts of modern life. But in reality, there's no contradiction. The mantras "do no harm" holds just as much value in smaller actions or thoughts as in bigger ones. Mindfulness breeds mindfulness, and it works as well or better if you start small. Stillfulness is the key to well-being. If you learn to use even little fragments of time usefully, to stop, look around you, and feel where you are, to connect with a particular observation or activity, it can have a wonderfully positive effect on your health and happiness. It feels like a gift. You haven't invested a lot of time or strenuous thinking, but the benefits are immediate and palpable. Let moments of mindfulness be your guide and learn to make the most of your time, experiencing life to the full, even when you have only 10 minutes to spare. So we've just reached on the first 2 chapters. It's a short, I'm just going to double check. Okay. I'll read the first proper chapter. Finding contentment. Happiness, being here and now with life, simply as it is the paradise we have been seeking. From Happiness and How It Happens, the Happy Buddha. Reflection. If one is unhappy, one wants to know the reason why, but it never occurs to one to ask why one is happy. It is therefore unhappiness rather than happiness that causes us to reflect upon our condition. It is unhappiness that makes us think. Sangharakashita. Pure awareness. There is not a fixed identity within, even though we may very much feel that there is. We are currently a flow of ever-changing moods, feelings, emotions, and thoughts. Behind or beyond thoughts and feelings there is awareness that remains unaffected by any number of bad experiences. From Happiness and How It Happens, the Happy Buddha. Mind chatter. If your mind is busy, then you can simply notice that your mind is busy. Thoughts are not a problem once we begin to leave them alone. When we can simply let them be without taking them, all so seriously, they begin to die down of their own accord. The Happy Buddha. Acceptance. If we can accept life, accept ourselves, This is the end of conflict. Happiness and freedom are present right now, if only we can learn to accept the unacceptable. The Happy Buddha. Play. Take time out to do the simple things you love to do, the things that satisfy your heart. Learn to play. The Happy Buddha. Trust in awareness. We are all addicted to thinking about life. It takes a lot of trust to stop trying to work everything out and simply dwell in the present moment. But behind the usual incessant thinking is a greater intelligence we can trust. The Happy Buddha. Know your fear. Fear keeps us small and prevents us from living open, happy and fulfilling lives. Fear is the trigger for many of our actions and the root of all violence. If you face your fear and see it for what it is, you will become free of it. The Happy Buddha. Enough. Through the practice of mindfulness and self-control, we cease being slaves to materialism and our wants, and we learn the meaning of 3 very beautiful words. I have enough. The Happy Buddha. Healing. Welcome everything about yourself, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It is the only way that our lives truly heal. It is the only way that inner enemies transform into friends and allies that accompany us in harmony on our journey. I really like that one. I think that one's particularly hard-hitting for people that take medicine for ADHD and those kind of health because in a sense ADHD is a personality trait, and I think not only you but the people around you should embrace how you act and who you are, because it's just the way your brain works. Why? I don't believe that it should be considered a negative thing. Anyways, wake up and let go. Let go of the bundle of lifelong habits that cause you suffering and unhappiness. Let go of all the limiting views that lead you to live a small, fearful, and cramped life. Let go of the self. The Happy Buddha. Inner silence. Before we can carry our before we can carry our own inner silence out onto the noisy world, we need to identify it, to know it as a friend. Everyone who has found this inner silence will have discovered it in their own different way. We can find it even when simply standing by a great gatepost. Okay. I feel like I could pretty much read half of this book in one sitting, but we are at the 20-minute mark, and so I will leave it here. I didn't expect this book to be of quotes, but I think that's really good. I think those really short, snappy things is what's going to impact someone. It's like a poem or a song. I a sentence that is hard-hitting than trying to remember a chapter or a book that may also have been hard-hitting. And I think there's some really good ones that I've said there that I read. And yeah, I actually, a part of me wants to discuss it a bit, so I asked someone recently whether they have ever sat there and realized they're not thinking. Like, sometimes you catch yourself just absolutely not thinking at all. And they said no, they've never felt that. And I'm curious on whether you have, because a part of me might think that maybe it's just the way my brain works. I mean, I'm generally a lot slower, and I spend a lot of my time I'm either thinking about everything or I'm thinking about like literally nothing. I am just moving, or I'm consuming a video, and I do not think, I catch myself and I'm like, I haven't been thinking about absolutely anything for the past 30 seconds or for the past 30 minutes. It's whether that's just how I'm just built different, or whether I have indulged myself with the concept of meditation, and I've practiced it in a very casual format while trying to get to sleep, to the point where now I can almost just idly meditate. But I think this book so far has pretty much captured exactly how I think and feel about the world. I think it's really important to accept every part of yourself, every trait, and accept change. But I don't think you should force change onto yourself in any way. Like, if there is a certain personality trait that you don't like, then you think yourself as not being mature enough. What makes you, what determines that you have to be mature, more mature than you already are? And I think that's really healthy to just accept for who you are, and the fact that question things. If you're like, oh, I should be like this, question why. Is it actually relevant? Do you need to be like that, or is that society or a individual telling you to be like that? Because that is then toxic and wrong. You should most definitely be who you want to be. And I think that's important. So, on that note, I think this was actually a really good video. And the kind of stuff I absolutely love talking about, and absolutely love to coincide with ASMR. I think they work hand in hand. And so I will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. Remember to like, subscribe,